is NBC Connecticut News at 11.
All right, if you look at the feed of some of your favorite celebs, maybe Lady Gaga or Beyonce, you just may see something that Ruthie Davis has created, and now she's being honored by Goldman Sachs for entrepreneurship. We're really lucky to have Ruthie Davis with us on the news at 11 this morning. So good morning to you, and a big congrats. What an honor that is.
Thank you, thank you.
Were you surprised by that honor?
I was really surprised. I mean, it's just so amazing when you do something that you love and you're basically living your dreams and then you get honored. Other people actually think you're doing a good job. That's a bonus.
Oh, definitely. You know, your story is so interesting. Of course, it's near and dear to our hearts here in Connecticut because you are a local. You were raised in New Britain.
Correct. I grew up in New Britain, Connecticut. Very proud of that. Not far from here, actually.
No, in fact, I love the story of you buying your first pair of Mary Janes. You know, the beginning of your shoe career, sort of unofficially, right here at the Lord & Taylor, like right across the street from where we are.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a great story. And the funny thing is, you know how when you're like, I don't even know how old I was like 4 years old, when you get your first pair of shoes.
Yeah,
I can somehow remember this. I don't remember anything else when I was that age, but I remember the first pair, and when the gentleman put them on my feet, he measured my feet, he brought out these red, shiny red Mary Janes. I put them on, and my mother said I literally transformed, and my eyes got big, and it was like, this is a major love affair. And came time, she's like, okay, we'll buy them. Came time to take them off, and I was like, no.
Once they're on,
No. Not coming off. I had a tantrum because they were like, we want to, you know. And apparently I slept in that night in my red Mary Janes.
Oh,
that's how the story
goes. What a great story. And now, apparently I've been told by my producers that we have a shoe cam on her shoes now. So she's come a long way from Mary Janes. Look at these gorgeous heels. And that's just one of so many beautiful styles that you have. And these are platform as well, aren't they?
Oh, yes. This has a hidden platform.
So the platform, let's talk about that. And
yes.
then I totally want to talk about your history of working at the Current. And I mean, you have such a sporty background as well.
Yes.
But since we're looking at the shoes, there's a wonderful thing that you do for our feet, and that's you realize that, hey, you're wearing them too and you don't want them to hurt as much. The platform helps.
Yes, I have always been, I mean, I'm a woman, first of all, and most shoe designers are actually men, which is really strange, right?
It is strange.
Women know what women want.
Yeah.
I love to look fabulous and glam, but I don't want my feet to hurt. So I always build the shoes. I work really hard. I go to Italy where we make the shoes. I'm actually leaving next week, and I build the last so it's more comfortable. Platforms help because if you think of it, the higher the heel gets, if the front gets higher, it negates the height, the pitch. Does that make sense?
It does.
Because the pitch,
it does, and I know firsthand that it feels better.
Yeah, so you always have to have some platform in the front if you're going to go with a high heel.
Do you think that some of your understanding of, you know, the comfort of a foot and a woman's foot and what a woman wants in shoes came from your background in sports? Because, you know, aside from, as I mentioned, you being a sports writer at the Current and you know, starting, you know, at Reebok, you came to have a really good understanding of a shoe, a sports shoe, that has a whole different, you know, purpose than obviously these beautiful, gorgeous shoes we're looking at.
Right.
But the comfort, you've tried to be consistent.
Yeah, no, what's interesting, I didn't realize this, but I used to sketch shoes back when I was at Loomis Chaffee in Windsor, Connecticut, where I went to high school, and they were topsiders and ski boots and soccer cleats. So I've always loved like shoes that are sports shoes. In fact, when I was growing up, my dad looked in my closet and said, he saw all my shoes, which were a lot of sports shoes and dress shoes, and said, you either need to get into the shoe business or marry rich to support this habit. But in any event, my first job in the industry was at Reebok, and they really teach you how to build a shoe that, you know, it's very technical. It's like architecture. So I really learned sort of the components, the dynamics of a shoe for the comfort aspect, for performance, for function. I brought that information into a dress shoe because my whole thing is I love a high shoe. I always say there ain't no mountain high enough, there ain't no shoe high enough. So I want to wear that high shoe, but I don't want my feet to hurt. And I'm active. So I took that knowledge I gained from Reebok and all of that, and I married it with high fashion to create Ruthie Davis.
You must just feel like, wow, if you see a celebrity or even just a woman enjoying your shoes. And I mean, we all know it makes us stand different and move different and feel different.
Yes.
Is that sort of the payback that you get from this?
It's so gratifying, and you know, obviously the celebrities like Beyonce, Lady Gaga, and a lot of young Hollywood love my shoes. I'm a very young consumer, and she wants to be really hip and be really stylish, but the younger girls now are not willing to put pain before fashion. Do you notice that?
They're much more practical than our generation.
They're a little more practical. And they really like my shoes because they are more comfortable. than the other. So it's, you know, I love that. Yes, it's very exciting and gratifying that they can move in them too, because a lot of singers, I mean, Beyonce performs in my shoes. Gaga performs in my shoes.
Right.
They can move on stage in my shoes. So that's
a
really
testimony
cool.
right there. All right,
Yeah.
so in our last few seconds here,
Yeah.
what's coming up for 2014? Are you going?
Oh my God, I'm launching e-commerce the end of this week.
Wow.
So
Okay.
RuthieDavis.com, you can buy everything. I'm doing a bunch of collaborations. I'm doing cruelty-free vegan shoes, 100% vegan.
Nice. And are you still lecturing on girl power?
Yes, I do that. I just lectured at MIT and FIT, and continuing to do that, you know, not just girl power, but like woman power, you know, starting your own business and being super successful.
Well, you are living the dream, as we mentioned, and we're so proud of you. And I know you come back here fairly often, so please come and visit again.
I love Connecticut. I love it. I will be back.
It's
a great state.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much. All right, you're going to need probably the rain boots, I would suggest today, Bob.
You're going to want to move as quickly as possible, get away from the rain, that's for sure. Maybe some shoes with some grips on the bottom so you don't slip on the ice, with style. Yeah, because ice is on its way, folks.